Yes, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. We're live for what is one of the biggest games of the season. It's Liverpool entertaining Arsenal, their title race. A massive game anyway at Anfield, and it always is. But I think in the context of what we've got going on, it's absolutely huge. I just feel that Arsenal are going to go and get a statement win. But even that in itself, as I say, it sounds harder than I think it actually could be. I think Arsenal have had a fantastic season. This could be a massive day in the title race, and very, very, very grateful for you joining it with us as well. We've had an amazing result tonight, absolutely amazing result this afternoon already. Crystal Palace have won 5-1 at Ellen Road. I don't know what's happened to Roy Hodgson since he retired and came back. I think he's been watching DVDs of Pep Guardiola, because this is not the Roy Hodgson we're used to. Last week, over 30 shots on goal. This week, 5 goals away from home against Ellen Road. It's absolutely incredible. I can't speak. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But we are here, of course, to cover Arsenal's game against Liverpool. But before we get into that, we're sponsored by Surfshark. I'll tell you what Surfshark is. It's a virtual private network, as I'm sure you're aware. And one of the best things about Surfshark is their data protection services, making sure my private messages, photos, videos, and other sensitive material is protected. But my personal favourite feature of Surfshark, and the thing I think you'll find the best, is that you can change your location when you're using location-specific streaming services, like Netflix. So if you're in New York on a break and you want to use your UK Netflix, you can change your location to London on Surfshark, even though you're in New York. And as you can imagine, that's really useful. You can use Surfshark across as many different devices as you like, even at the same time. It's also available on every device you can think of, from Android, iOS to Linux, Amazon Fire. It's also got an alert feature when your personal information's been leaked online. But again, the best thing is for you, That's Football, Surfshark are super nice, and they're going to give That's Football viewers 83% off and 3 months free when you use the code That's Football. That's right, not 1, not 2, but 3 months free. Links in the video description. Check it out. If you like virtual private networks, check Surfshark out. If you've never tried it, check Surfshark out. You can scan the QR code next to your camera phone, or you can go through the link in the video description. Big shout out to Surfshark. And we're going to hit the team news here, because I think that's what a lot of people are obviously eager to look at. You can sort of look at that. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but that kit is very nice. Even on there, it looks very nice. But the stats carousel is going to start going round for you. We're going to start off with the Liverpool side, as you can see on the screen for you there. That's not the team for Liverpool. Where's the Liverpool team? There we go. Let's start with the Liverpool team. So I'm going to read both teams out for you. Alisson and goal. Don't worry, I've got a big rant about VAR to come up with as well. They've actually apologised to Brighton for being shit at their job yesterday. I mean, how does that help? How does that help? We'll talk about that in a minute. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Jones, Salah, Gakpo, Jota. If you saw the team that Liverpool selected against Chelsea, he was definitely resting players for this game, because there's no way that the likes of Trent and Robertson and Salah were dropped. He was obviously keeping an eye on this game. So for whatever reason, maybe they did give up the chance to beat Chelsea on Tuesday to focus on this game. They're going strong. Liverpool are going strong. Because I think Klopp knows if he loses this game, he loses something more than a game. They've had a lot of bad results this year, but if they get beat by Arsenal at Anfield, it's a very big statement win, isn't it, for Liverpool, but as well as Arsenal. Arsenal, Ramsdale, White, Holding, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. That's pretty much Arsenal's best team. Obviously, Saliba is not available because of the injury issues he's got at the moment. That's probably their one weakness, Holding. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he ain't Saliba. But apart from that, this is the Arsenal side that has built this amazing lead at the top of the league, and that has put them in the position where they are favourites to win this Premier League. Absolutely incredible. I think they're going to be too strong. You look at the bench: Tierney, Smith-Rowe, Trossard, Jorginho, Vieira. They've got some good options there. Liverpool, obviously, Nunez is on the bench. Matip, Elliott, Firmino, Milner, Thiago's on the bench for them. So I still, funnily enough, I think Liverpool have got a weaker bench as well. Why are you only going to go on about the Brighton decision? Man United have been getting away with all VAR all season. I didn't see the same reaction then. Says Henry Moore. I need a little bit more information there, Henry. Hi, Mark. How much would you pay as a double package for Osman and Kvaratskhelia, says Jamie. I think Napoli would want about 250 million for those two players, and I'm not joking, Jamie. Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen, 250 million is what they would want. I tell you what, that quite matches my top, that gold there, doesn't it? But there we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking that matching. I don't know whether is that still moving around. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. I've said this all week, and I am going to go with an Arsenal win. As you can see, there's the league table. But I'm going to go with an Arsenal win because I just think that this is what Arsenal have been doing all season. I don't respect the fact that it's at Anfield and it's Liverpool. I think Arsenal have been to plenty of places this year and played well. They came to Old Trafford and we beat them, but they played really, really well. Liverpool aren't as good as Arsenal. I think Arsenal are favourites, and that's why I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. Liverpool, the respect I will give to Liverpool is they're more than capable of winning a game at Anfield, regardless of what sort of a season they're having. But I'm going to go with an Arsenal win, and I'm going to go 2-0. I just think they're too good. I think they deserve to be where they are. And regardless of what I think personally, this is not the United stand, by the way. That's football. We're watching football here as a collective. That's what this channel's all about. There will be a little bit of bias that comes in just because that's the team I support. But ultimately, this channel's been built up on everybody's welcome. It's a community. I'm looking at this game and I'm going to go, you know, this is Arsenal. This is Arsenal's game, and I also think a draw is not a great result for Arsenal as well. Normally, Anfield draw is a good result, but in the context of what Man City are doing at the moment, I think it's going to be a very big statement, and I think they'll have more of the ball as well. And it'll be very interesting to see how Liverpool approach this game because they're at home. Are they going to give up the possession? I think games are won and lost in the midfield. I don't think football's that hard to read. I think sometimes we overcomplicate football. I think it's quite a simple game. And I think that games are won and lost in the midfield in the main because that's where you get your possession from, and your possession is where you get your chances from. And I think that Liverpool will have a real hard job to get hold of it. They've almost got to pull off what they did against United. The difference is I thought United was shit when we played at Anfield. Arsenal very rarely play total shit this season. But Liverpool have got to try and produce something. I mean, you know what? As a consumer of football, looking at Anfield there, this game, I love it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is football. This is that's football. That's what it's all about. We can all have our club rivalries and we can all have our clubs that we like. But I love Gary Neville's coat, by the way. I really like that. It's not really the weather for it, Gary, but I do like it. It's a nice coat. But yeah, I look at games like this, and this is what football's all about. It's like Tuesday night. We're going to do the Champions League this week, and you've got Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, Bayern. I just think we these next few days we're absolutely spoilt for top level football. Arsenal at Anfield, and then some really big games on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. What happens if your kid gets scouted by Man City, says Shura? I wouldn't stop them going. It's not my... I've always said that. As much as I don't... If I'd have been 18 years of age and my only opportunity to play professional football was for Liverpool, I'd have done it. I'm not one of those people... You've got one chance to be a professional footballer and it's for Liverpool. I'll do it. 100% I'd do it. Because that's something very selfish, isn't it? That's the opportunity to play professional football. Very few players can be arrogant enough to say, no, I'm going to wait for Man United. Bit past Hodgson's career to be playing good football and better teams, don't you think? Leeds were good in first half and Liverpool will win this. Matters, they haven't won since 2012. Nathan, I think this game is massively intriguing. Massively intriguing. I think Arsenal are favourites, but Liverpool have to be motivated. Daz says, what do you think the value of Andy Robertson is? That's probably one of the more difficult questions for me to answer. Andy Robertson, how old is he? I'm going to have a rant in a minute, by the way. Just get ready. But I wanted to cover the game a little bit first. Andy Robertson's 29, 40 million. 40 million. He's still one of the best left-backs in Europe. I think 40 million, maybe because of his age. But at his best, I'd be going up to 50. He's a very good left-back. Whether that's begrudging or not, I still think he's a very good left-back. Right, you might have seen my video yesterday about the ridiculous game, or listen to TalkSport on the Mark Goldbridge show last night. This is important to mention, whether you're a Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, or whoever you support. What an absolute disgrace yesterday. Brighton against Spurs, massive game, both fighting for top four, both going for it, and Spurs get 3 points because the referees did Brighton dirty again. Blatant penalty on Matoma. I don't believe the handball was handball either. Brighton cost probably 3 points. They would have been 2-1 up with that penalty, or at least a point. The Premier League Referees Association, or whatever they've come out, whatever they're called, they've gone out and said we made a mistake. What an absolute farce. This is the world's greatest league with the world's biggest plonkers on VAR. This ain't acceptable. What does an apology do? What does an apology do for Brighton? It's like the Mona Lisa. It's a one-off piece of art, right? Somebody takes it down, shits on it, and then turns it on fire. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. You can't do anything about it. It's not like, sorry, I've broken your vase from John Lewis, here's a new vase. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can't begin to... And I'm not even a Brighton fan. I cannot begin to... And this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Apologies. You've just cost somebody 3 points in their best season ever, where they could have been finishing 5th or 4th, and you're saying sorry for costing them 3 points against their big rival. That doesn't cut the mustard. I was on Twitter earlier and I said, I would vote to give Brighton 3 points. Spurs can keep their 3 points from yesterday, but Brighton should have 3 points. It's not the first time in the last few weeks this has happened to Brighton. Absolutely incredible. You cannot just come out and say sorry. I've had enough of it. I'm going to say this right now. I'd be very interested to see what people... I think VAR needs to be stopped. I think that is the apology that Brighton need, Manchester United need, Arsenal need. Arsenal should have another 2 points. If Arsenal lose the league title by 2 points, go back to Brentford where they drew the lines wrong. This is the biggest and best league in the world. And not for the first time this season, and this is only when they've acknowledged their incompetence, because most time they don't. They've had to acknowledge more than once their incompetence and apologise. Once never should happen. This much is a joke. I think VAR needs binning off because they can't use it. They can't use it. You cannot have a situation where you're apologising for mistakes in front of millions of people with millions of pounds at stake. I can't believe that the referee didn't give the penalty on the pitch. But explain to me, beyond complete and utter corruption, how more than 2 sets of eyes analyse that on a video and don't give a penalty. It's not an apology, it's criminal. That's what it is. I saw that for the first time and went, what's gone wrong? And here was VAR not working. You watch it again and you go, hold on a minute, what is going on here? And it's not just Brighton. It'll happen to Spurs. It's happened to United. It's happened to Arsenal. It's happened to everybody. This is football's problem. I'm at the point now where I'm just saying, personally, that's the 3rd apology this season, says Tom. Well, look, Arsenal fans know. I've spoken to Arsenal fans and they've said, if we lose this title by a point or 2, it's on VAR. It's on the guy who forgot to draw the lines. If Brighton miss out on top 4 by 3 points yesterday, but they've had more. There's been more decisions against Brighton. The weekend of the Arsenal mistake, there was a Brighton mistake there as well. So I just think forget your apologies. Forget your apologies. Absolutely forget your apologies. This is beyond apology. This is bloody corruption. It's criminal. I want an explanation. You know what I want as a consumer, as a fan? I want the people responsible to come out and tell us why they didn't do it. Educate us so that we can educate you. Why did you not give a penalty? Why did you give a handball? We want to know how the most glamorous watched league in the world has got a complete setter plonk. What were you doing? Having a shit? You know, getting your meal deal order in? What was going on at the point that you analysed the Matoma penalty that you went no? And we need to know this. You know, it's 2023. We live in a world where if politicians are having a party in COVID and they shouldn't be having it, we're finding out. Why are these decisions happening? I've had enough of it. I don't bloody support Brighton. I don't support Arsenal. But it's happening to everyone. And look, the United examples we already know. Casemiro getting a red card and a 3-match ban for grabbing someone's collar when Ayew grabbed someone's neck in the same incident. Casemiro getting a 4-match ban for tackling somebody tackling somebody and catching them after. Last week, I saw a game was it the Chelsea game again? Liverpool? Was it Fabinho? Completely misses the ball and hits someone on the ankle. Not even a red card. I've had it. I've had enough of it. You know what? There's more than enough people that will come out and do this job for them. They need to be replaced. There needs to be an independent regulation, and we need to simplify the rules so that these prats understand them, because they're making them up as they go along, and it's a bloody disgrace. And I hope we don't have this problem today. Tom says that's the third apology to Brighton this season. How can they do that to Brighton? They're playing and doing football the best and the most right way and should as possible. Well, Nathan, let me just say this, because there's no accountability. So let's play a little game here. You can clip this up and you can share it if you like, but I'm going to say it anyway because I ain't worried. Premier League is corrupt at the moment. The Premier League is corrupt in relation to officiating. The decisions they're making, they're beyond mistakes. They're corrupt. They're absolutely corrupt. The fact that they're apologising for them is because they know there is something big going on there. The Arsenal official who did the line, that yesterday, that's beyond a mistake. This is corrupt. It's not being done properly. It's bordering on criminal because there's a lot of money at stake and all sorts like that. But I'll take it further. It's happened to Brighton so many times. That would not happen to Liverpool. It would not happen to Manchester United, and it would not happen to Arsenal. There is something going on here that has been rumoured for a long time. And as a fan of a big club, my eyes are wide open. This is happening to Brighton because they're a small club and they don't respect them. This will happen to, Bournemouth apparently haven't had a penalty all season. There's stuff going on here where you're a small club, get in line. There's something dodgy going on here. And, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but we shouldn't be in a league where this amount of mistakes are happening. And they're not mistakes. I don't believe they are mistakes. It's absolutely disgusting. There's no transparency. They're so bloody arrogant. Mitrovic pushes a referee, 8-match ban. Oh, yeah. Oh, anything happens to you, throw the bloody book at them. You screw up the Premier League. Oh, it's all right. It's an apology. You might mess up the Premier League's title race with your bloody wrong lines, and you might just have messed up the top 4 race as well. What if Spurs finish above Man United or Newcastle by a point? It doesn't just go for Brighton. It goes for everybody else. What if Spurs finish above Newcastle by a point? Spurs have just got 3 points they never should have bloody got. So they've not only messed the top 4 race with the lines. They've not only messed up the title race potentially with the line mistake, they're now messing up the top 4 race. Watch out for the relegation battle. Best season ever being ruined by incompetent officials. Zepta says, is there any way the fans of the Premier League could do something to make them step up their game, or at least reward their teams with something apart from an apology? I personally think, nobody will ever vote for this, but Brighton were robbed of 3 points yesterday. They should get 3 points. Like I say, it's not Spurs' fault. I do feel sorry for Spurs, and a few Spurs fans have said, it was bang out of order yesterday, and I don't blame Spurs. It happened to Man United in the derby. That should have been an offside. I think that was offside. We celebrated it and went up yours. Of course, that's just what you're going to do. But I feel bad for Spurs because it's not their fault. But someone says you should replay the game. I can see Spurs fans saying, why should we replay it because for their own mistakes? But I would vote to give Brighton 3 more points. I just think Brighton have been shat on so much this season. I would vote to give them 3 points. No one's going to do it. There's too much money at stake. Man United aren't going to vote to give Brighton 3 points. Newcastle aren't. Brentford aren't. Spurs aren't. They're not going to get it. But that in itself shows how hypocritical it is. Brighton deserve another 3 points for all the decisions that have gone against them unfairly this year. But they won't get them because every other club would go, there's too much money involved here. We can't afford for them to finish above us. But then that works. That just shows you why an apology is not enough. Nobody would give Brighton the 3 points because they're worried about, where would that put us in the league? But that's what Brighton have lost through that. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And what can you do? What can you do? But I've played the game, says Warrior. Mark, that's the worst take. Everyone has been screwed by VAR, says Red. Mate, that's what sort of idiot are you? I'm sorry to say, what sort of idiot are you? That's like saying, let's not report a burglar to the police because everyone's been burgled on this street. That's how incompetence survives. That's how evil prospers, by good people not doing anything. We saw this with the Super League. I'm not a Brighton fan, but I know that could have been Man United yesterday. I know it could be Arsenal or Liverpool today. You know it's coming. I don't think it's acceptable. Right, let's get back to the game though, because we're only 10 minutes away. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Love That's Football. Got to say, at times, That's Football becomes my focus in a very big way, in a very excited way, because the United stand will always be I nearly said my baby. It's not my baby. My main focus, because it's Manchester United. But wow, am I excited about this week. We're kicking it off with Liverpool against Arsenal. We've got Man City, Bayern. We've got Chelsea, Real Madrid. What a week of football we've got. And we'll be doing all those watch-alongs on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 1 million. And when we hit 1 million, we're going to do a live show in London. I've done some live shows on United Stand. They were absolutely brilliant. We're going to celebrate how I wish I'd celebrated the United Stand actually on 1 million. We're going to do a live venue, That's Football evening. So get a few guests on, probably get Ben Foster or someone like that, get a few stuff on, quizzes, interaction. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Don't forget we're sponsored by Surfshark, VPN, get 3 months off and then 83% off with the code That's Football. Well worth a try, links in the description. And Denzel says, refs need to be held accountable. They've been banned, they have to be banned themselves for matches or wage cuts, says Denzel. I agree. VAR like NFL. Each team has 3 opportunities to challenge. If you challenge a play, there's nothing wrong, then you get a punishment. Just a thought and hope that makes sense. Is one for you, Mayutu. Transparency and accountability. The problem with our referees and the Referees Association is they're so far up their own arse, they're blind. You know, you surround the referee, you get a £50,000 fine. You don't get a van. They do anything wrong, they roll Dermot Gallagher out or Peter Walton and they start going, no, they've got it right at the end of the day. The reality is the referees are not accountable and they're not transparent. They should be coming out after the game, explaining their decisions with one of the commentators there going, look at this decision, why did you do it? Look at this decision, why did you do it? If I was a referee, I'd love that. Some of these referees are so arrogant anyway. You know, they love it. You've seen them. They've got, you know, they're down the gym. They love it. Absolutely love the exposure. Give them a bit more exposure. Get them on the pitch. Get them mic'd up. I want to know what they're talking about. This is the best game in the world, and yet rugby has conversations between the, the VAR equivalent and the referee on the pitch. They're having a chat. Everyone can hear it. Why can't we have that in the Premier League? I want to know what's going on. I want to know. When Pratwell says yesterday, that's not a penalty, what is he saying in his ear? I'm just eating my Subway, Stuart. I didn't even see it. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, take your word for it. Or, you know, we want to know. We want to know what's going on. And it works brilliantly with rugby. And people say it will slow the game down too much. You're not slowing anything down. They're already taking 3 or 4 minutes for an offside. We need to hear it. I think we need to hear it because I think it's gone beyond a joke. It's gone beyond an absolute joke. Anyway, I'm sure we'll keep talking about that. I hope we're not going to be talking about it this afternoon because this game is absolutely pumped up to the max. This is like pumping up a football and you think it's going to burst. It's so exciting. I mean, look, I believe Arsenal are going to do it, but if they don't do it, Man City, Pep Guardiola, Man City fans, Man City team, they're going to be sat there and they're going to be thinking, you know what? We've got a great chance. We've got a great chance today. If they could just put themselves in a position where they can see Arsenal not win today, I think it's advantage Man City. So this next couple of hours, absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. They'll be sat there rubbing their hands together, says Neng. Exactly. Right, I need to get the timer ready. The players are in the tunnel. The timer overlay's there. Why is Curtis... Well, it's a strong team from Liverpool, as we've seen. Strong team from Arsenal as well. My prediction for this game, get your prediction in. Links in the chat. My prediction for this game is that Arsenal are going to dominate the ball and chance creation, and Liverpool are going to try and live on the break. I think Arsenal, mentality kings that they are this season, I think they'll go for it. I think they're going to go for it. Just got to send this. There we go. I'm actually going to do a poll on this. You know we like a good poll on here. So let's go with result. Poll. Liverpool win. Intrigued to see what people think here, because I think this is close. Closer than close. Closer than you ever can imagine. We're close. And while we're doing that, I just want to say, happy Easter. I am not massively religious. If you are, well done. But I do like Easter eggs. I've actually won when it comes to Easter eggs today, right? I got a Rolo Easter egg. I didn't even know you could get a Rolo Easter egg. And I've saved the last one for myself because I love myself. Now, there's a few left. I'll save the last one for the missus. So I've got Rolo Easter egg. And then I've got a Galaxy Minstrels Easter egg. And I love them as well. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom, nom. Lovely. Right. Got a few super chats to catch up on. Thank you very much. You can do that through the $sign. It was a thought because there's no way they're going to remove VAR. So I thought a way if they keep it, my nickname is pronounced Mojito. Thank you very much. Like Mojito. Okay, I'll remember that. VAR is a tool. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it. It's been here 3 or 4 seasons and 0 improvements, so get rid of it. I agree. I think Nathan's absolutely spot on. I don't think there's a problem with VAR. I think VAR, in the right hands, is great. It's like a nuclear warhead in the wrong hands. You put a nuclear warhead in the hands of prats and dictators, you got a problem. They're going to destroy something. You put a nuclear warhead in intelligent hands, and it can be a deterrent for mistakes. I'm not pro nuclear warheads, by the way. I'm just saying they're very dangerous things. And VAR could be brilliant, but it's in the wrong hands. I actually think the offside thing, you can't argue about offside unless someone draws the wrong bloody line. But if you use it correctly, there's nothing wrong with VAR. Like, you used correctly yesterday, the injustice of the referee missing the penalty on Matoma would have been put right by VAR. The thick thing is, they actually had an opportunity yesterday to show the positive of VAR. You know, the referee misses a big penalty in a huge game, and VAR comes to the rescue. You know, in the right hands, it's brilliant. But it's not fit for purpose. They've got the wrong people running it. I'll bloody do it. And tell you what, somebody said this. I'm gonna referee a match to show you how easy it is. Get me a temporary referee course, and I'll do it. We'll film it, a vlog. It can be a Sunday league match. We'll do it. Anyone's got a team, I'll come down and ref. We'll get a VAR monitor. We'll mic me up. In fact, we'll show you how it should. This is a great idea for content. Mic me up, body cam. We'll referee a game. Doesn't matter who it is. It can be any old shit. And we'll just show you how easy it is to referee by simplifying the game and being consistent. Actually, I'll probably mess up. If VAR was managed by someone decent, could it be used to prevent and discourage players for diving? Yeah. Like, we brought a rule in to stop people diving. You're meant to book them. They just abandoned that. Abandoned it, killing. Do you think Liverpool have a strong chance to win today, seeing Arsenal have not won here in 11 years and no Big Six team has won since 2016, says It's Crossbow. Well, those stats sound very positive for Liverpool, but I just think, I've said it all week, I think Arsenal are going to win. On topic on Liverpool as a neutral, as if you were Klopp, who would you sell and 2-3 players you would buy, says Nathan Allen. We're just about to start here, so let's get ready to rumble. I personally think that Liverpool, what about decision ref got wrong and VAR got right? Says Need. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. We're having a very big conversation about major decisions that went wrong yesterday and seem to be happening most weekends. They shouldn't be happening at all. VAR should not have a margin of error, by the way. VAR should not. People seem to think, oh, some decisions should happen. It's fine. You're using a computer that can analyse angles and watch replays. VAR's margin of error should be less than 0.01%. It should be absolutely nailed on. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. Let's have a look at the poll. Liverpool win 31%. Liverpool draw 15%. Arsenal win 54%. When have you ever seen a poll like that? Over 5,000 votes. and Arsenal a 54% chance, according to you, of winning away at Anfield. That in itself, no matter what happens, shows you 100% where we are. Right, we're ready to go here. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. If you are watching the game, there is obviously a minute's silence ongoing at the moment in relation to Hillsborough, which obviously happens every year. I'm old enough to remember that. I was actually at that game. I've told the story before. And yeah, it's something that obviously Liverpool will always remember and pay tribute to, and hopefully we'll never have a day like that in football again, because it was horrible for everybody to witness, and it was horrible to actually witness. Yeah, I think rivalry, quite rightly, always goes aside when it's things like this, and obviously the Munich tragedy for Manchester United as well. So apologies, I wasn't looking at the screen when that happened, but there we go. Yeah, I was at Hillsborough. I've told the story before. I'm not gonna tell it now. But anyway, we've just kicked off, and I should have the timer on the screen. There we go. Right, let's see how it goes. Okay, we're ready to go. Massive week of football. Would you take Matic and Fellaini in the midfield for Man United in the Champions League final, says Dan? Where are we? Who am I? Am I lost? I don't know what you're talking about. Dan, would you take Matic and Fellaini in the midfield for Man United in the Champions League final? What Champions League final are we talking about here? Well, it's Arsenal on the front foot here. They've won a free kick early on. And Martinelli straight away done really well. Oh my God, cut back, cleared, Xhaka, block. Very good start by Arsenal. Goldbridge might be onto something here. Could have been an offside in the build-up, but it won't matter. Lovely play by Martinelli down the wing. Very strong start by Arsenal, who've got a corner. Liverpool's director of football, who would you sell and buy? Nathan, I am going to do that. You don't need to keep asking me the question. I will do it. But let's just see what happens here. Arsenal have started off very positively. I think it's going to be a sign of things to come. Cross comes in. Liverpool should get rid of that. Not the best clearance, but it falls quite nicely to Trent, who's gone for a long ball to Salah. And I think that's what they're going to try and do tonight, this evening. Now, Salah's on the far-hand side. Arsenal have worked really hard to get back. And confident play from Arsenal to get it out. Fabinho on the ball. Right, let's get our arse in the game here. Bimel says Liverpool for the surprise win. Look, if I was Liverpool's director of football, the midfield's where you start. Midfield's where the games are won and lost. Midfield is where Liverpool need to improve. I think defensively there are issues, but I think that the main problem with Liverpool is they don't have a cohesive link between midfield, defence and attack. So, you know, Jude Bellingham would make a massive difference. Frenkie de Jong would make a massive difference. Barella would make a massive difference. If you get two of them, you know, Casido would make a massive difference. Alexi McAllister would make a massive difference. Kone would make a massive difference. They need to buy two midfielders. Their midfield is just not where it needs to be. The great thing about the Premier League is that you can change your fortunes very, very quickly. Anyone who writes Liverpool off, next season they could be fighting for the title 5 points clear like Arsenal are this year, because nobody thought Arsenal would be. So things can turn around really quickly, but you've got to build a team. Pep's built a team, he's built a squad. Arteta's built a team. Man United's success this year, although it's been sporadic on occasions where we haven't won, overall we're doing really, really well, and we built that on a team. Liverpool need to rebuild the team, because at the moment there's too many holes in it. So I would be looking at bringing in two midfielders if I was Liverpool. I've mentioned a lot of names there. Two good quality midfielders that are going to be able to play a vast majority of your season. And I don't think there's a lot I'd do with Liverpool's attack. So I'd probably sell Trent and buy a proper right back. And I don't care whether that right back's Trippier. I don't care whether it's bloody Kyle Walker. Just somebody who's actually a right back by trade, because I tell you what, I've seen Liverpool get dominated down that left-hand side so many times this season. I think I would go and buy a right back. Anyway, good start to the game. 5 minutes gone. Liverpool looking to counter, Arsenal looking to dominate. Let's hope and pray we don't get any big VAR decisions tonight. Your thoughts on Richard Keys' comments on Erik ten Hag? I feel it's xenophobic and disgraceful, says Barath. If you want to let me know what they are, I'll absolutely bury him. But I don't know what they are because I don't listen to him. I don't think anyone's listened to Richard Keys for 20 years, have they? And if you are, what are you doing with your life? Richard Keys and Andy Gray. Bloody hell. It's like listening to bloody PJ and Duncan. Exactly. Who's PJ and Duncan? They're only what Ant and Dec used to be when they used to do songs. Good play by Ben White there. Goes for a corner. Anime says we won't hear the end of Arsenal if they win the league. Look, Arsenal fans, Arsenal. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are actually quite sound. They're not from the whole Pratt Brigade who we all know we're talking about. But every fan base has got that. You know, United fans were arguing yesterday because I didn't think Maguire had a good game, and apparently I should say he did have a good game. Well, sorry, it's called opinion, isn't it? Oh, good shot there by Gakpo, just over. So every fan base has got its Pratts. Some would say I'm a Pratt. That's fine. But I look at Arsenal. I don't need to watch Arsenal celebrations if they win the league. I can turn it off. I don't need to watch Sky when they're doing their open bus tour. I can turn it off. That's the great thing about football. I like to watch games like this. Across this season, Arsenal have been the best side, and I'd rather they won it over Man City, because Man City would be looking at 3 in a row, potentially a treble. So I want Arsenal to win it, but I don't need to watch their celebrations. And of course they'd be very happy if they win it. Looks like Trent is playing in the midfield, says Sean Atwood. Well, they're doing quite well at the moment, Liverpool. They're obviously you could see by the team that he picked against Chelsea, they've highlighted this game, haven't they? Well, for whatever reason, Stamford Bridge, they made a lot of changes. They've clearly highlighted this game. Now remember, Arsenal didn't play midweek, so they're fresh. Liverpool have clearly highlighted this game, and so far so good. They're playing quite a high line, which is, I think, what benefits Liverpool. So maybe Klopp was thinking about that. He knows he's got to be high energy. He knows they've got to go back to the start. Arsenal have got a bit of a mental battle here, in the sense that, you know, traditionally they would get beat, but they're a better team. And Liverpool's press has been quite good here in the first 5 minutes. It's more akin to Liverpool of last season than anything I've really seen this season. They're really putting a lot of energy in, apart from probably United a few weeks ago. That's a nice ball into Saka, though. That's a goal for Arsenal. It's Martinelli. It's 1-0, and that's it. Straight away, Arsenal lead. Martinelli off that left-hand side. Who should have been marking him? Trent. Where's Van Dijk? He's at Tesco getting his meal deal. And that is it. That is it. A fantastic start for Arsenal here. 1-0 at Anfield. I'll tell you what, hot knife through butter doesn't do it any, it's like taking candy from a baby for Arsenal here. Saka picks it up, acceleration, plays it into Odegaard, Van Dijk messes it up, and then Martinelli pokes. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is actually holding his hand here. When he should be putting the tackle in, let's have a look at this. Van Dijk plays the assist, and Trent's holding his hand. I mean, there's Liverpool's defensive frailties in a goal. Van Dijk with the assist, and Trent's trying to hold hands. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Van Dijk with the assist, and Trent's trying to hold his hand. There's your clip. What a start. What a start. And that changes the game. That changes the game. Because Liverpool were doing okay. They were doing okay. And what do? They give the goal to Arsenal, which gives the confidence to Arsenal. Liverpool need to equalise quick. Because if Arsenal can keep this like this for the next 10 minutes, this game's going to drift away from Liverpool very, very quickly. Dream start for Arsenal. Not something I and many others didn't predict. You know, we said this. But, yeah, it was a good assist by Van Dijk. Received it from Odegaard, slipped it into the path of Martinelli. And, you know, Trent should get a go. Trent should follow in the footsteps of Ben Foster. Get a GoPro. And he's so close to all the goals because it's always his fault. He can almost do a commentary. Martinelli's running through and he's scored! Best camera angle of the day by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Follow me on YouTube. (1-0) to Arsenal. What a game we've got in our hand. Well, this is great for the viewer though. We're at Anfield. Liverpool losing to Arsenal. Liverpool fans will be fuming. Arsenal trying to win this league title. Man City in the race with them. I tell you what, I think this is great for the game. The bigger game, but this game, great. I expect to see a few tackles flying in now. I think it will get a bit tasty. The tempo's going to go up. 3 in a row is such a remarkable achievement, and have a mercenary club like City equal our record is tragic. Come on, Arsenal, says Nick P. Thanks for that. I actually agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. And also, look, Man City fans get really on edge about this, but the reality is you have been charged 100 times by the FA. Whilst that's hanging over you, I don't think anyone wants you to win 3 in a row, because if there is any proof of cheating or anything like that, no one wants that. Now, in fairness to Man City, they may not get found guilty, in which case, you know, I still don't want them to win 3 in a row because they're breaking our record. But I think the way Man City are playing at the moment is just, you know, absolutely fantastic. But so are Arsenal. Arsenal are averaging over 3 goals a game. How did Liverpool beat United 7-0, says Baggy? Well, I don't know, but they did. But Arsenal looking really good here at the moment. Martinelli, good shots. I think, was that Xhaka with the shot? No, it was Zinchenko. Goes for a corner. Already, Liverpool getting ahead of steam. You can see that goal on the shoulder of Martinelli there. You can see what the table looks like as it stands. That 8-point gap back up. Now, look, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, I'll just name clubs randomly. Arsenal, even if they win today, I think people will say trophies won. You'll get the Prats doing their videos going, Arsenal have won the league. They haven't won the league. Even if they win today, they haven't won the league because they've still got to go to Newcastle. They've still got to play Brighton. And obviously they've got to go to the Etihad. So they haven't won the league. But it would be massive, massive in the... It would be a massive result. I believe they believe anyway. But imagine what happens. Mark, I love the United stand, says Danny, but your agenda against Maguire is getting out of hand. Please stop with the bias. Danny, please don't come on That's Football and talk about Harry Maguire. It's bad enough having to talk about it on the United stand, but fans who aren't Man United fans don't need to be talking about that. And it's not bias. I'm probably the most unbiased person there is out there. I gave Scott McTominay a 7 out of 10 yesterday, so it's not bias. It's just an opinion that people don't want to listen to. And I've explained it twice. I don't intend to do it again. Do you agree with everyone that Aaron Wan-Bissaka should be first right back for United? I don't really want to talk about United massively in the Man U. United stands live at 7 o'clock. We're watching a great game here in the context of the Premier League. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Arsenal leading 1-0 here. Let's see if Liverpool can find a way back, because mentality is something that this Arsenal side has in abundance. And I don't know how that's a foul by Saka, by the way. Have Liverpool got it? Martinelli's the best Brazilian in the world, says Zane. 6 for him, and Anthony costs 10 times more, says Zane. Thanks, Zane. Appreciate that. Some people might say, why is the screen gone black? It's in tribute to that dead comment that Zane just made. Let's have a moment's silence for it. Right, we'll come back now. De Gea would be class off the left wing, says Ali. Liverpool to play Conference next season or no Europe? You don't want to play in the Conference League, Akil. No one wants to play in the Conference League. Would you take Trent at United? No. No, I wouldn't, Nicholas. No, I wouldn't. I was just thinking in my head there, will there ever be a boy who can swim faster than a shark? No. Taking away classic Office lines, I was actually thinking, what does this do for Liverpool if they lose? Their season's over. I think it's basically over anyway. And it's really hard to get your season going when you need so much work in the summer and there's nothing really to play for now. This season for Liverpool is really, whimpering out. They've got to try and find something in this game. Even if it's just building something for next season, but they've got to find something. Demo says Harry Maguire is crap. Thanks for the super chat. Who are you supporting, Mark? Says SC. Well, I wouldn't say I'm supporting anybody. I expect Arsenal to win, and I want them to win the league. So I suppose an Arsenal win is something I wouldn't disagree with. But I wouldn't be opposed to a great game of football. That's what we're watching for. Champions League this week, Real Madrid against Chelsea, don't really have a preference. Bayern against Man City, I want Bayern to win because Bayern are my tip to win the Champions League. Nice ball out to Saka. Well, Arsenal are 1-0 up and their confidence is growing. Liverpool not really been able to do anything. Back post. Oh! Was that Jesus on the back post? It wasn't easy to score. I think it was on the bounce. He's got to try and keep it down, but it's a lovely cross by Saka, who's been fundamental in not only Arsenal's season, but in this game as well. Just out on that right-hand side, takes the touch, goes for the back post to Jesus. It's a lovely cross. Might have done better, Might have done better. It's not unscorable. Those who watched the game yesterday know that Maguire at least 7.5. Mark needs to improve his ball knowledge. Says Pogba. We're not talking about this, mate. Suffice to say, he nearly gave a penalty away. He nearly gave a goal away. I don't think that makes a good performance. Sorry. Let's move on. And if you think that's good enough, your standards for this football club are in the mud, mate. Love everything you do. My question is, what would you do with Trent? Weak defensively, but attacking-wise, so talented, says Jack. Look, I think with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool play so deep this season because they've got no energy that you're not actually exploiting Trent Alexander-Arnold's strengths. He doesn't get to attack much this season. So he's having to defend a lot, and he's not a good defender, like you say. So I think that if Liverpool can solve their problems, then, he becomes a better player. But, I mean, for a right back, it doesn't look like he wants to tackle. He's got this whole socks round his ankles thing. You're not Jack Grealish. You're a bloody right back, mates. Roll your socks up, put your shin pads on, and start tackling. The goal itself is on him again. It's the player he's marking again that he's got nowhere near. I don't know what Liverpool fans think about Trent. I've always thought he was a decent player, but if he can't attack, he ain't no better than Preston North End's right back. If he can't attack, he's just a bang poor right back, isn't he? Let's be honest. Trent is good if he has a good midfield in front of him, as when he goes forward, he used to have Hendo filling in for him. Exactly, Nathan. You've got to allow him to get forward. The pitch mics picked up a Liverpool fan shouting at Trent, calling him a fucking knobhead, says Bozo. I'd argue this Arsenal team would rate as one of the poorest league winners, says Nicholas Walker, if they win it from a bitter Spurs fan. Well, at least you admit that. I think Arsenal have been very impressive if they win the league, but look, you know what? I've seen it at United. I saw Bruno last year, Rashford last year, people that are very popular in the United fan base. But if you don't play well in a United shirt, you don't get a free ride. And it's the same for Liverpool. Here's Robertson. Oh, it should be 1-1. He knows it. He's made a really good run there, Robertson. He's controlled it in the box. He's there to finish in the bottom corner, and he's pulled it wide. And maybe we've got to give Ramsdale a bit of credit because he's probably got the angles covered. But it's good play, and Robertson's finish was quietly lacking. I don't have a problem with Liverpool fans going in on Trent because this season he's been crap. Liverpool, Arsenal, United, Spurs, Bolton. There's a standard that the fans expect in a shirt, and there ain't no way Trent's this season hit those standards. He's been at fault for so many goals. But it's Jurgen Klopp who picks him. Turn him into a centre midfielder, but he can't tackle. Turn him into a right winger, maybe, but he can't tackle. I mean, let's look at the goal here. Slipped into Odegaard. Where's the midfield? I mean, Trent's got to do better. He is basically holding hands. It's like a first date. It's like a walk in the park. Can I hold your hand? Can I hold your hand? Do you like Breaking Bad? You know, it's terrible defending. Do you think Gakpo would have worked with better at United, says Rui? I think Gakpo would have worked better at Man United. I think João Felix would have worked better at Arsenal because Man United and Arsenal are on a more stable upward trajectory than Chelsea and Liverpool. I think João Felix and Gakpo are good players who've walked into struggling teams. Is there a chance that Chelsea get relegated, says Daniel? No, absolutely not. Even with Lampard. And Alanga is better overall than Rashford, says Ali. Yep, that's a terrible take. Do you think Gakpo... I've done that one about Gakpo as well. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. How can Liverpool recover this season? Go on holiday. They need to get on Jet2 holidays and book themselves a holiday and then come back refreshed because at the moment Arsenal look very in control, and the crowd, you can sense the crowd feel it as well. Confident play by Saka. Robertson doesn't have the finishing boots like his fellow Scottish McTominay, says Arturo. Right, here is Arsenal with Martinelli. Zinchenko switches the play. This is work. This out ball is there all the time. Saka is hugging the touchline and getting that diagonal ball all the time. Good tackle by Ben White. Oh, come on. Gets the ball, mate. He's going to book him as well. I mean, to be fair, that's a Casemiro tackle, isn't it? Liverpool fans, I've got to say, I don't think that's a card, but that's what Casemiro got a red for. Ridiculous. That was more out of control than Casemiro's. No, it's not a red, but what I'm saying is that looked worse than Casemiro's. Never a yellow. I think that tackle was worse than Casemiro's that he got a red for. I do not realise that Liverpool team is getting on a bit. I just think they can't keep up with demands of the way, in particular, they need a whole new midfield, says Jack. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Jack. Surely the stars will align to give us a Gabriel winner header so sports writers everywhere can say, Jesus has risen, says Nicholas Walker. Yeah. Mark dreams about that Casemiro red. Mate, it wasn't a red for Casemiro. I've seen 3 tackles since that Casemiro red that were worse. 2 of them didn't get a yellow, and that's the Ben White one where it did. I personally don't think that's a foul by Ben White. I think he gets the ball. Argentina are number 1 in the rankings, says Daniel. What are your thoughts? Well, they just won the World Cup, so it's Slow Sports News, mate. They should move him to right wing. Hopefully Arsenal are going to batter them. That way they won nothing since the begin 7-0. Casemiro would have got a red there, says Cyber Spider. Thanks, pal. And as a Man United fan, I'd want Liverpool to play Thursday night football, or they will be much stronger in the Premier League next season, says Akil. I mean, I don't know whether we can have a look at the league table. Liverpool have got a corner here, so I don't want to just... let me just pause it on there, and then we'll come back to it. Corner from Liverpool. Not a bad cross, but well headed away. Comes to Salah. Headed away again. Liverpool trying to fight here, but Arsenal will always give a fight back. Comes to Gakpo on the left-hand side. He's going to put a cross in. Kanate goes up. Good defensive play by Arsenal again there. Saka wants a free kick, but Jesus will clear. Yeah, if you look at the league table, Liverpool currently in 8th place. So 5th and 6th get you Europa League. 7th gets you Conference League. I wouldn't bet on Liverpool getting any European football this year. I'm wondering whether they might purposely avoid it. You do not want to be in the Conference League. Europa League's decent to be in. You know, I think it helps, but yeah, I can see a situation where if Liverpool lose this, I don't think they'll end up in Europe at all. Bag says Liverpool should be winning at home. Well, lots of people, when I was saying I think Arsenal will win, were saying they haven't won there in years. It's Anfield, and I was like, yeah, Anfield, Old Trafford. People used to say this about Old Trafford, and we were shite at Old Trafford for years. You know, in the Moyes era, the Van Gaal era, the Ollie era, the Mourinho era, people didn't think, oh, it's Old Trafford, we can't win. Liverpool have been doing all right the last few minutes, though. And let's be fair, Robertson had a good chance. Imagine Wenger returns to Arsenal, says Daniel. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Good cutback, but look at that. Well, good position by Xhaka. I'll tell you what, Arsenal have been very impressive in the air defensively. Martinelli's fuming here because he's away. Why is he giving a free kick? I really hope Chelsea win on Wednesday and go on to take the trophy. No European ball would be depressing, says Maestro. Yeah, well, we will be doing these watch-alongs. Tuesday night, we've got Arsenal. It's not Arsenal. Man City against Bayern. Wednesday night, we'll be doing Chelsea against Real Madrid. Champions League quarterfinals. Watch-alongs on That's Football. Make sure you're tuning in for those. I can't see how Chelsea will do anything. Hold on. Here's Martinelli. Cross comes in. Jesus! Goal! Too easy! Too easy! Literally too easy! What is Virgil van Dijk doing? I said Dick Van Dijk. He's cheating. He thinks it's Mary Poppins. He's cleaning chimneys. He's doing some sort of routine that ain't defending. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. And it's 2 big fingers up to Liverpool. This is disgraceful. They can't defend. And again, it's the duo. It's Ant and Dec. It's Virgil and Trent. They are shite. Watch this. Watch where the goal comes. It's a role reversal. Trent Alexander-Arnold out of position. Martinelli. Cross comes in. Virgil van Dijk loses Jesus. They are shite at the back. Absolutely terrible. How many goals is Jurgen Klopp going to let Liverpool concede this year before he realises Trent Alexander-Arnold is about as useful as a bag of cement and Virgil van Dijk ain't interested? 2-0 to Arsenal. City fans will be going, what is going on here? This was meant to be a tough game. They're 2-0 up after 28 minutes. Absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, I'm not even going to be smug when I said, because it's already on the channel and it's already on Twitter. What did I say? I fancy Arsenal to win this and win it comfortably. Another Goldbridge hot take. Well done if you agreed with me. I think it's easy. And it was a header by Jesus, so Jesus has arisen. Whoever said that before. Awful defending, says Fat. Have we got any Liverpool fans in here? Because it's a great watch for a United fan. And I'm sure Liverpool fans have enjoyed United getting beat over recent years. And obviously you would have enjoyed beating us 7-0 the other week. But your defence, on a serious analytical football point, I can't believe... At Man United, right, if McTominay's crap, or Bruno's crap, or Maguire's crap, or Lindelof's crap, the fans call it out. They'll call it out, and they'll make it very, very obvious that they're not fit to wear a shirt. I can't believe you keep picking these players. Like, they're being picked on reputation. Give me 7, says Ahmed. You're picking players on reputation. Van Dijk, I'm going to call him Dick Van Dijk from now on. And if you know who Dick Van Dijk is, he's 97. He starred in Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Shitty Shitty Van Van. He's rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. And don't get me started on Trent. If he can't attack, he's nothing. He's like a butcher's apron. It looks good at the front and at the back it's wide open. But he keeps picking them. I'd pick... There's got to be a youth player who actually can defend. Hold on. Arsenal fans are circling the ref. It's a yellow card for a foul on Jesus by Van Dijk. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a yellow card. Definitely a yellow card. Let's have a look what people are saying. I'm loving this game, says Tumbleweed. Hi, Mark. Thoughts on Aston Villa this season? Absolutely fantastic. 6 wins in their last 7 Premier League games. That's not easy in this league. They're doing great. 3 in a row. I've done that one. And Harry says, Jesus scores at Easter. Come on, you Gunners, says Harry. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 1 million, and we're not that far off 934,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. But I tell you what, Liverpool, again, awful. Absolutely awful. What do you talk to me, Liverpool fans? What is going on at your football club? Because this is unbelievable. At Anfield, in the first half an hour, you've been pulled all over the place. It's amazing what football can do to professional footballers. It's amazing how poor teams can be. I can't believe how a year ago Liverpool were at one point being spoken about as winning a quadruple. They got to 3 cup finals, and the final day of the season they had a chance of winning the Premier League. Arsenal missed out on top 4 to Spurs. A year later, Liverpool are playing like this and Arsenal are playing like that. It just shows you how quickly things can turn around. It's Crossbow says Arsenal aren't that special, but here's Salah and he needs to score and he doesn't. And maybe Salah last year does. He's in down the right hand side. I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Ramsdale. It was a poor pass out by Holding. Salah was onside. In the olden days, he scores that. And to be fair, does Ramsdale make the save? No, it's just a shit finish. An absolute shit finish by Salah. What's going on? What's going on? Call it how it is. If I told everyone last year Arsenal would win the Premier League the next season, everyone would go mad. It's crazy, says Daniel. At the moment, we should go 5 at the back if he wants to keep playing Trent, says Nathan. I agree. Completely agree. Kevin, thank you very much for... Kevin Shields, you're a legend. Thank you very much for your super chat. Happy Easter, mate. Everyone give Kevin a shout out. That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Kevin. What I was going to say, Yeah, K-Flow says, we were told Van Dijk was the best ever to grace the league after one title in 30 years. Can't even lace up Wes Brown's boots. How we let into them? Many into them, says K-Flow. I've just tweeted it. It'll probably wind a few people up, but I think it's true. The funny thing about Arsenal is I've been very... I don't know what the word is, but I always saw what Arteta was doing. You know, certain Arsenal fans were printing T-shirts Arteta out. Vile stuff was said about him. Get out my club, you C-word, and all that stuff. It's remarkable what Arsenal have achieved. But, you know, there's a prat in every fan base. And there's a few Arsenal fans now going, oh, look at these idiots. Didn't even put us in the top 4 for this season. Wow, look at these man now. They look wow stupid. Yeah, I wouldn't be like that as an Arsenal fan. I would actually bathe in the remarkableness of this season that nobody, Arsenal fans included, expected this scenario. Look, Leicester happened, but this is a different thing. Where Arsenal have come from has shocked everybody. But Leicester, I think, benefited from the fact, if I correct myself right, there was a lot of teams who were going through transition that year. I think Spurs were Leicester's biggest challenge. That shows you how crap that year was. Leicester deserved it, but it wasn't a vintage Premier League. Arsenal are winning the league in probably the best Premier League we've ever had. It's the most competitive league we've ever had in a long time. And Arsenal are the best team in it. It's magnificent what they've done. Mark, I always thought you had good ball knowledge, but Maguire was at least... I'm bored of this. Aaron, he wasn't a 7 yesterday. He nearly gave a penalty away. He nearly cost us a goal. If any of those things had gone in, people would have gone mad. Why are you not acknowledging those things? You're just ignoring the fact that he made 2 huge mistakes that could have cost us goals. That's why I gave him a low score. Simple as that. My top 7 this year. City, Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. What are you on about, Andrew? Oh no, he had a nightmare. Okay, so he went with City top, Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle United. Andrew, I didn't put Arsenal in the top 4. I think when we do Premier League, when I react to my Premier League predictions at the end of May, I think it'll be very interesting. I think the only thing I definitely know I got right was Haaland winning the top goal scorer, which I think was the easiest thing to get right. I mean, what's Trent doing there? Look, 2-0 is a dangerous score. It's one of the oldest cliches in the sport. 2-0 is a dangerous score. It's always a dangerous score when you're away from home as well, because Liverpool, Anfield, attacking the Kop second half, get one back, there's always a chance. But, you know, statistically, that chance doesn't really exist in my opinion. They've been dreadful. And if you look at the stats of the game, which we're just going to show you on here. Don't forget, by the way, OneFootball sponsor our stats. You can download it for free, links in the video description, or scan the QR code. It is free. And the great thing about OneFootball is you can get all your latest breaking football news on all your clubs and all the leagues in the world. But also, when there's a match going on, we do the general match stats. They individualise it. So if you want to see how many times Trent's been won a tackle, which I can tell you now is probably 0, it individualises all the player stats if you want to see how many people successful passes from Saka and stuff like that. Check that out. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code. But look at that. Liverpool have actually had more possession, but they've had no shots on target. Arsenal have had 3. It's been a very efficient Arsenal side again, and Liverpool just haven't got an answer. And the hard thing for Liverpool is that, here's Ben White into Odegaard. The hard thing for Liverpool is, and we saw it against Man City last week, they scored first against Man City, but they can't defend. They literally cannot defend. So, look, this game should be 0-0. If Liverpool could defend, it would be 0-0. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to stay in the game. The hardest thing for Liverpool this year is, I don't blame their attackers. I don't blame Nunez. I don't blame Salah. I don't blame Gakpo. I don't blame Jota. I don't blame Firmino. I don't blame their attack. Because their attack is there to win them games. the defence is there to provide them the platform to do that, and they don't, and the midfield don't. Mark, why are so many fans obsessed with average players who've won almost nothing, have dragged the team back, and have superstars' ego? Glory, glory, Man United, says Paolo. We could see Liverpool and Chelsea finish outside the top 10, says Dodger. Mark, you're a knowledgeable lad. What's the difference between Liverpool this year and last year? Most of the team is the same. Colin, look, I'd love to hear what Liverpool fans have got to say. The big thing for me is, and I think Liverpool fans will say, oh God, what a take. You know, we all know this. Watching Liverpool this year and watching Liverpool last year, it feels to me like you're 20 metres further back. It feels to me that Robertson and Trent do not go back. Oh, hold on. Bit of something going on between Xhaka and Trent. He did put his head on him. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm fuming with Xhaka. Absolutely fuming with Xhaka. Do not do stuff like that. You get a red card, you miss 3 games. You can cost them a league table. They're both going to get a yellow, but he can't do stuff like that. Old Xhaka back, says Alex. We'll come back to Liverpool in a minute. But look, Xhaka's been amazing for Arsenal this year. If one player sort of epitomises Arsenal's improvement, it's Xhaka. I can't believe how good he's been. But he can't be doing stuff like this. You can't be putting your head on someone. They both could have had a red for that. Both could have had a red. Trent started it by getting into him. Well, Xhaka started it with the tackle. And then Trent, if you watch it here, I mean, you don't want to see both players getting a red, so a yellow is probably quite good. Hold on, Liverpool on the attack here with Jones, who again, he's another player I just don't rate, Jones. I don't rate Elliott and I don't rate Jones. Goal! 2-1. 2-1, Liverpool are back in it. It's a big goal at a big time, and this is what I mean about 2-0. This game's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's 2-1, and Salah's there to poke it home on the back post. It's not over yet. Cross comes in from Jones. Well, no, Jota with the cross. He's well onside. There's nothing you need to worry about that. There'll be no VAR there. 2-1. Salah with the goal. Jota with the cross. Henderson directs it to the back post. And Gabriel has lost his man. 2-1. Wow, we're getting a game here. We're getting a game here. Well, maybe it's not. Watch that Trent Xhaka thing as well. Keep your eye on that. But Arsenal have been in this position plenty of times before. They know how to game manage. Martinelli on the left side. Up against Trent. Does well. Too strong. Look at Trent trying to get the crowd going because he's won a tackle. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. He's made a tackle. He's going like this with the crowd. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be going, get off your shit. This season. Red if it was Casemiro, says Sakin. Thank you very much for your super chat there. But yeah, when it comes to Liverpool, it feels to me like they're 20 metres further back than they were last season. It feels to me like they've lost 20% of their intensity. It feels to me like they've lost probably 50% of their mentality and confidence. You know what Liverpool remind me of in a sentence? They're like a TV remote when the batteries are running out. You're trying to change channel and all you're getting is that red button flashing and it won't change. And I think that, to me, is the big issue that you've got with Liverpool. They need a fresh pair of batteries. Trent's going to get sent off. I don't think that's a foul. I don't think he even hit Martinelli there. I think if Martinelli got kicked in the face by Konate, he would have known about it. I need a stretch. What a game, though. Enjoying it. Really enjoying it. This is what we're here for. Make sure you subscribe to That's Football. Bottom right-hand corner. Loving it. Loving it. Loving it like that. I tell you what, I'm loving my new hoodie as well. I don't really like people buying me clothes, but Mrs. Goldbridge bought me this for my birthday, and I actually quite like it. Don't care what anybody else thinks. Good goal for Liverpool. That was a good goal for Liverpool, says DK. Well worked. As I say, I don't think the problem with Liverpool is their attack. I just don't think they're attacking anywhere near as much as they were. I think their attack will score goals. It's their defence. Liverpool would score more goals if they had a stronger defence because they'd be able to attack more. But, sort the defence out. I think Liverpool's attack is all right. Thoughts on Newcastle this season, says Top Gaming. Incredible. Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job. They were brilliant at the start of the season. I think after Christmas, they sort of went into a bit of a slump. But that slump, they were still not losing. Weren't scoring many goals. And then, remember when they went to beat Fulham with an Almiron scored those goals at Craven Cottage? That's when Newcastle just looked unbelievable. And they found that form again in recent weeks. I'll be stunned if they don't get top 4. But this season has been stunning, so maybe there is another twist. Mark, could City selling Jesus to Arsenal come back to bite them, says Warrior? Well, not really, because Haaland's going to break the record, isn't he? So, but it's a clever take, actually. Konate's been our only good player this season, says It's Crossbow. It's a clever take, really, because Man City getting Haaland isn't the problem. Selling Jesus to Arsenal is the problem. It's where you sell your player. I think Pep's thought Jesus to Man City doesn't matter. Jesus to Arsenal doesn't matter. I'd say Zinchenko as well. If Man City hadn't sold Zinchenko and Jesus to Arsenal, would Arsenal be where they are in the league? I still think they'd be up there, but they might be 5 or 6 points worse off. But I think I actually don't have a problem with it, because I think that, that would be a horrible state of affairs, wouldn't it, if, Arsenal hadn't got Jesus and Zinchenko because Man City were funny about where they sold them. But they've given them that, but they're not the main reason Arsenal are good. I think Saka's been fantastic. I think their defence has been good. Ramsdale, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard's been unbelievable. But I think Jesus and Zinchenko has brought that mentality, hasn't it? Who scored for Liverpool? Salah, Jamie. Salah. Tasty game though, and at 2-1 it's really tight. Man City fans will be hoping again. We're only 50 subscribers away from 934,000, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome on That's Football. We have content every day, and also we do a lot of watch-alongs on here. We'll be doing the Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday night this week. Only a couple of minutes till half-time, and then Liverpool will be attacking the Klopp. The Kop! I keep calling it the Klopp. Arsenal just need to get to half-time here, because... Great save by Ramsdale. And Henderson bangs it over the bar. There's still room here. Put every now and then the remote works, so you put off changing the batteries, just like Liverpool, says Wooks. I actually think my remote control batteries thing's a very good analogy for Liverpool's problem. And you're right, sometimes you take this thing off. I don't know whether you do this with your batteries low on battery. If your TV remote's low on batteries, I take the cover off the back, take the batteries out, or sometimes I just twist them, spin them around a little bit, put them back in, and it works. Crowd is loud, says Casey. Well, they've got to go for it, haven't they? They've got to go for it, because ultimately Liverpool's season doesn't really matter massively anymore, but it's a huge, huge game that they just can't accept defeat in. It's like when Man United rolled into town. You can't accept defeat in a game like this if you are Arsenal. If you are Liverpool. So I think the second half's going to be very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. They're very tasty. What advert was that? What about I think it might be cornflakes or bran flakes. They're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Here's Salah down the right-hand side. And he blows for half-time. There she blows. There she blows. Well, there he blows. Jesus, Odegaard having a bit of a chat. Xhaka. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on here at half-time. Bit of, as I said, a bit of passion out there. John Adams, welcome to Members Club. Henderson's putting his arm on the ref. Don't know what's going on here. I predicted it, but it's getting a bit tasty out there. Referee might need a red card in this game because the tempers are rising. Must be hard being a referee walking in, look. I don't know. Anyway, let's stop the clock. It's 2-1 at half-time, and we've been treated to a really interesting Premier League tie here. Arsenal storming into the lead 2-0 and looked in total control, but then Liverpool finding a way with that attack for Salah to poke it home and make it 2-1. Look, again, Liverpool defensively just gifting goals. It's Easter, not Christmas, lads. You are gift wrapping goals. You may as well walk around with a Santa hat on, Van Dijk and Trent. They are all over the place. And look, you can't build anything when you've got a defence like that. The goals are both preventable. Who's marking Jesus on the cross for the second goal? And why is Trent trying to take bloody Martinelli on his first date, trying to hold hands with him? Oh, what do you want from the cinema? You know, it's just terrible. You're gifting up rubbish goals. You're 2-0 down. But it leaves us with an intriguing second half where, look, Liverpool are, I think it's going to be a real, I can see Liverpool scoring again, which means if Arsenal are going to win, they've got to score again. My dad was the guy in the very, very tasty Bran Flakes advert, says Robin George. There you go, claim to fame there. But interestingly, statistically, possession-wise, quite equal. Liverpool need to do more creativity. They've had a lot of shots, but not many on target. And Arsenal have been clinical. 5 shots, but 3 on target. And 2 of those have been scored. So, look, I think Arsenal probably getting drawn into things they don't need to get drawn into. They need to get back to using the ball better. I don't think this game's over for Liverpool. And I think the more it turns into little bit of pushing and shoving and this, that and the other, I think that plays into Liverpool's hands because Liverpool are at home. That Anfield crowd can be very, very noisy. You don't want to start getting involved. If I was Arteta, I'd be saying to Arsenal, do not get involved in the little pushing and shoving and stuff like that because it just gets their crowd up. Best thing to shut this Liverpool team up is to keep the ball, move the ball, score the third goal, let them argue amongst themselves. Don't be the spark that ignites this crowd and this team. This is going to be game of the season, says Daniel. John Adams, welcome to Members Club. Can I just say a big shout out as well? It's half time. Get your questions in. But let me just say a big shout out to Surfshark, who are sponsoring our stream. If you don't know what Surfshark is, you can scan the QR code next to me with your camera phone, or you can go through the link in the video description. But Surfshark is a virtual private network, so you can use it to protect yourself online, and also if you are in New York and you want to log into your UK-based Netflix on Surfshark, you can change your location so it thinks you're in London and things like that. So really good piece of kit, and you can get 3 months free with the code That's Football and 83% off after that. So check it out with Surfshark. Links in the video description, or scan the QR code. If you've ever tried one of those things, they're fantastic, and if you haven't, it's well worth a try. Seren says, how can Paul Cherney ref this game? Look, I think there's been a couple of things in this game, and I just talk. We had a big rant about the VAR decisions yesterday for Brighton and VAR in general. The Premier League Referees Association having to apologise to Brighton, their third apology this season. I mean, it just doesn't wash, does it? The refereeing this year in the Premier League is so bad, but it's so inconsistent. Liverpool this season is a joke, says Naz. But look, I look at the incidents today. I don't think there's many problems. I mean, look, the Ben White one got a yellow card. That's basically what Casemiro got a red for. I don't think it should be a red, but it just shows you the inconsistency that we're seeing game in, game out. You never know what's what. It's so hard for the football fan to watch football these days because you never know what's a foul, what's a red card, what's a yellow card, what's play on, what's a handball. The inconsistency is destroying it. Dance says, as an Everton fan, I could barely stand to see my YouTube subscriptions yesterday. Main concern is that it will come down to winning the last 2 games, says Dance. Thank you very much. I think Everton will be fine. I think Everton will stay up because I think it will come down to your home form. And if you look at the fact that, look, if you're Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, Forest, Wolves, or anyone else who's down there at the moment, you've got to get relegated. You've got to be worse than Southampton, Leicester and Leeds. And at the moment, it's very hard to be worse than them, isn't it? Because they are shite at the moment. So I think everybody assumes that this relegation battle and the top 4 battle and the title race is going to go to the final day. I'll make a little bit of a bet with you. I guarantee they won't all go to the final day. At some point, it's been a great season, but I think at some point we're going to start to see teams just falling away, especially at the bottom. The ref has been outrageous, says Yafet. But I think he's been equally outrageous, you know. I wouldn't say that the referee has been particularly impactive on the game. I think he's been equally outrageous. I think there's been fouls that Liverpool should have got. There's been fouls that that Arsenal should have got. I don't think there's many good referees in this game, in this thing anyway. Kareem says, I think Trent's going to get sent off. I'd send him off for just being crap, you know, basically. I just think he's so bad. And I do wonder what Jurgen Klopp's doing with Trent, because I think there's so many examples in football of, you know, dropping a player for a sustained period and then them actually reflecting and doing something about it. Trent needs to be dropped, in my opinion, for a long period of time. He needs to go back to the training ground. Somebody needs to every time I watch Liverpool, it feels like at least 2 goals, and this shows you a problem because it feels like Liverpool concede more than 2 goals most games. Every time I watch Liverpool, he seems to be at fault for at least 2 goals. You can't do that. You can't be at fault. I'm telling you now, if Liverpool this season had put Walker-Peters at right back, who's the Southampton right back, you'd have had a better season. Because he actually knows how to play right back. He might not be the best right back in the league, but he can actually play right back. Trent can't play right back. Trent can play right wing back. Trent can play behind Salah as an attacking right back, but he can't defend. And Liverpool have had to defend a lot this season, and they can't defend. Newcastle nearly robbed as well. Isaac Class, though, says Fox. Thank you very much for the super chats there. Trent would be good in a cam role. He's only good attacking wise. Carlos says the ref has been terrible. Liverpool might play better if Trent did get a red, says Daniel Troughton. And who do you think is better, Xhaka or Henderson, says Albin. I think at the moment, you've got to say that Xhaka at the moment, but I said this before, I don't know whether any Liverpool fans would disagree with me, but sometimes we do combined 11s. There is no combined 11 for Liverpool against Arsenal at the moment, because combined 11 would suggest it's close. It's not close. It's not close at all. The only Liverpool player I would put in that Arsenal side at the moment is Alisson. And Ramsdale's been bloody brilliant this year, but I think Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the league. Now, you might want to put Konate there instead of Holding. I'd leave that one up for debate, but I think that Arsenal's outfield takes every position. And look, Salah's very, very good, but I'd still take Saka this season. Muzzy says, what about Salah? I like Salah. He's world class, but this season, would you take Saka out for Salah? I mean, let's do a poll. Either or. We like a bit of interactivity. Do I think Salah's a better footballer than Saka? Yes, but on this season, I'll go with Saka. What's your opinion on Marsh potentially going to Leicester if they appoint him, says Jack? I think that I find it amazing how bad some of the ownership has been of Premier League football clubs this year. You know, I almost feel like I could earn thousands in advisory roles because, and so could you. Because I think if Leicester had rung me up on Sunday and said, should we sack Brendan Rodgers? I would have said, who's your replacement? We ain't got anyone yet. I'd say, you do realise you've got 2 massive home games against Villa and Southampton and you're going to sack your manager and you haven't got a replacement. Oh yeah, we'll get some caretaker guys in. Yeah, have you seen where you are in the league? I'd say don't sack Brendan Rodgers until you've got a manager that's going to come in for your next game. Because you've just lost against Villa and Leicester at home. 6 points you needed, you've just thrown down the water. Thrown down the toilet. Same with Chelsea. So you're going to sack Potter to bring Lampard in. Are you having a laugh? Wolves did it. Wolves took a long time after they sacked their manager. Was it Bruno Lage they sacked? It took them a long time to get Lopetegui in. Southampton did it. Everton hung on too long with Lampard. I think some of the amount of clubs this season that have sacked their manager and then not had a new one lined up, I can't get my head around that mentality. 5T says, justice with Brighton, I'm gutted, absolutely disgraceful. We spoke about this before. VAR should be scrapped. There's nothing wrong with VAR, but the people running it are incompetent. Unpopular opinion, we'll take 7-0 next season again if Liverpool finishes out the top 6 and United are first or second, says Pushan. I would lose to Liverpool every season, 7-0 at Anfield if we win the Premier League. Yeah, definitely. We need Mark on Tifo. World-class performance today, says Mr. Alternator. I don't think they like me. And stop the Salah disrespect. Saka still has a way to go to catch that man. Mate, you don't watch this channel. I've always been a big fan of Salah. Despite being a Liverpool fan, despite not being a Liverpool fan, I have always been a massive fan of Salah because I don't do that. I don't do this whole, I don't like Liverpool because I'm a United fan. I can still appreciate football. Salah is a brilliant footballer. I think he's underrated. I think he's one of the top 5 players in the world, but not this season. This season, I think Saka deserves to be in a combined 11 ahead of Salah. Salah next season might come back, but no, not at the moment. I think you've got to go on form. Look, Van Dijk should be ahead of Gabriel and Saliba, but not this season. Robertson should be ahead of Zinchenko, but not this season. Trent should be ahead of Ben White, not this season. So, you know, you could argue Fabinho should be ahead of Xhaka, not this season. So I think that, you know, you've got to look at it, and I think at the season, the way the season's gone, Liverpool have been incredibly bad, and Arsenal have been incredibly good. I think if you put Salah in the Arsenal team this year, he'd probably be on fire. I think a lot of Salah's problems are not down to him, but you're only as good as the team around you a lot of the time. Is it the Salah and the curse of the new contract? It might be Salah and the curse of he didn't want to stay another year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest with you. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. We were only 50 subscribers away from 934,000 on the road to 1 million subscribers. Did you see West Ham's goal against Fulham? Was a clear handball, but somehow doesn't get ruled out. Do you think that goal should have stood? You know what, Reese? I'm not doing the football fill-in this week, so I didn't watch the games I didn't want to watch. So I didn't actually watch the West Ham Fulham game because I thought life's too short. I'm going to go and eat an Easter egg. But I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. I do think that the... look, I don't think you can moan about everything. I think that the Matoma penalty was a penalty, and it's disgraceful that it wasn't given. I think that the Matoma handball wasn't a handball and it should have been given. I actually think the shot from Welbeck, that should have been given. Oh my God, the linesman's just fucking elbowed Robertson. Have you seen that? Wow. What are we thinking about that? Does Robertson put his hand on his hand or something? He's just fucking elbowed me in the face. Scooby-Doo. That's Robertson's reaction to Salah. I'll tell you what, that linesman's a unit as well. Might be in a bit of trouble here. 8-match ban for the linesman. I'm going to tweet that. Well, you can't have one. You can't. You can't have it one way for. You can't go pegging. You can't have it both ways. Like if Mitrovic gets an 8-match ban, he's got to get an 8-match ban. You can't have that. You can't say, oh, kids might be watching. You can't push a referee like Mitrovic, give an 8-match ban. Well, kids are watching that as well. Linesman elbows a footballer. Come on. You can't have that. Can we expect any WWE main events watch-alongs, says Mayank? I don't know, mate. I can't... Look, maybe Robertson's put his hand on the referee and he's gone like that to get him off him. I don't know. On the linesman, I don't know. I'd have to see it closely. But he definitely makes contact. But he definitely does it. Oh, you don't... Let's see what Dermot Gallagher's got to say about this. Sky Sports. So, Dermot, what did you think about the linesman elbowing Robertson in the face? Well, at the end of the day, it's a big game. And, we've all had a bad day in the office. And, when you feel like elbowing Andy Robertson, he's done it. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to elbow Andy Robertson in the face? He's a bit of a shithouse, isn't he? For me, no further action. It's a man's game. Let's get on with it. That Andy Robertson, he is a bit of a shithouse, so he's had it coming to him for a while. Good officiating, he's a good official, he's a good lad, always puts his hands in the pocket in the bar, so let's let it go, and I don't know what people are making a big deal of it for. That's what'll happen tomorrow. Jose says Robertson did grab him. Konstantin Hadigas. I can't even pronounce his surname. That might be a bit of a pump it up for Liverpool, though. Here we go, though. Martinelli. Xhaka. Good. I tell you what, Konate's played quite well for Liverpool. It might just be because he's sandwiched between Van Dijk and Trent, who are crap, but Konate's looked quite good. Do you see any limits to Arteta's reign at Arsenal, says Sarandra? I do actually. The limit I see to Arsenal is the financial limit. I don't know what's happening with the United sale. I'm talking about that at 7 o'clock actually, but on the United stand. But Newcastle have got wealth. Man City have got wealth. Arsenal can buy players, but can they compete on the level of a Man City and a Newcastle? So that could be a limitation for them. I think at some point Arsenal needs to get bought. If you want to compete at the top consistently, it's the same for Liverpool. You can't compete against Man City if you haven't got super wealth, I don't think, consistently. Look at Liverpool, they fell off. Liverpool were competing with Man City, but they fell off because they don't have the financial power of Man City to go and buy at the level Man City can. Pepe says we've got a very good academy behind us, though. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal are going to go anywhere. I think I can see them having at least, 3 or 4 years of success off the back of this team. Whether they can compete every year, be interesting. But look, Arteta's built something that's taken time. So when you hit the heights, I don't think it's going to be a one-season wonder. Oh, I tell you what. Xhaka goes down. Referee says play on. Salah, side netting. Xhaka has stayed down. Let's just have a quick look at this, and then I'm going to do Pauline's comment. Oh, I tell you what, it was a good tackle by Konate, to be fair. Powerful tackle. I don't think there's a foul there. Roy Keane saying Robertson to focus on his defending and stop being a big baby. Yeah, but Roy Keane's old school, isn't he? You know, he wouldn't really care about a linesman elbowing him in the face. Just get on with it. Casemiro gets a red for that, I agree. Thanks for getting involved today, though. Cracking watch-along, cracking game. Lots of controversy again. The referees just can't stay out of it. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Very close to 934,000. Feels like this is Arsenal's real chance to win, in my opinion. Have to consider how much other teams are going to improve, especially Chelsea and Newcastle, says Michael. Yeah, they've got to win it this year. You've got to win it this year because you never know what next year is going to be. Arsenal's big warning is Man City will be here next year, but no one would have predicted Arsenal would have been here this year. So you can't take it for granted. When there's an opportunity in life and it's a big opportunity, take it because you never know when the next one's coming around. I tell this story all the time, but in '99 I lived in Ireland and we just won the treble that Nou Camp night, 2 o'clock in the morning, on the beach in Malahide, just outside Dublin, bottle of whiskey. Big cigar, 3 mates, chatting away. I said, I don't want to go to bed because tomorrow it won't feel as good as this. And one of the lads says, oh yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. We've never done it again. You just don't know when these opportunities are coming up and you've got to grab them. Benefit of not having Europe next season, if the Bird bring in 1 or 2 midfielders, Liverpool can be back competing, says Blake. Well, yeah, if you can play high intensity football. And look, I think Liverpool can just hit that switch next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they were back. Corner to Liverpool. If that is a player doing that, he would get banned for 8 games, but linesman can do it, says Cameron. Yeah, exactly. I don't think there should be one rule for one and one rule for the other, Cameron. I think you're spot on. If a player went like that, imagine a linesman goes up to a player, touches them on the arm, and the player goes, get off. Catches them in the face with an elbow. 10-match ban. So, referees are overprotected. You can't, like I say, you can't have it both ways. Mitrovic barely pushed that referee, gets an 8-match ban. Someone chucks an elbow. Oh, he's fine. Let him get away with it. He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. I can't believe it. I can't speak. That is never a penalty. Never a penalty. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Let me see it again. Jota. Never a pen, that. Never a pen, that. That's never a penalty for me. I don't think it's a pen. I think they're both going for the ball and they both trip each other up. But let's do a poll because I might be in the minority here. What a game. Penalty, yes or no? Let me know in the chat. For me, I think they're both running together and they've just tripped each other up. But it's soft, in my opinion. I don't think it's a penalty. I would want it as a United fan, 100%. If that's on Rashford, I want the penalty. But in the context of the game, I think this referee's played to the clock. Played to the cop and played to the clock. It's soft. Very soft. But Salah, he could have a brace. He's missed it! Oh my God! He's bloody missed it! He can't believe it! He's passed it wide. I can't believe it. This game has got drama. This game has got drama. He sends Ramsdale the wrong way. Well, Ramsdale doesn't even move. And he passes it wide. Oh my God. Man City fans can't believe it. They've gone from joy to upset. And Salah. Oh, it's not even hit the post. It's wide. Justice jam on tope, says Zareem. Well, actually, 60% of you said it wasn't a penalty. Well, I'm just going off what happened with Matoma yesterday. Liverpool are playing really well at the moment, though. I don't think that's going to be it. Arsenal looking a bit ragged for one of the rare times this season. They're looking ragged. And Liverpool are looking up for it. And this is exactly not what Liverpool want. Sorry, not what Arsenal want. We're in for a very exciting last half an hour. Well, 35 minutes. It's on. Liverpool really, really up for this. The crowd's really up for it. He's not going to give a foul for that. Here's Saka. Fabinho. Come on, ref. It's getting silly out there. Fabinho gets yellow card. There's going to be a red in this. Definitely going to be a red in this. It's ref's just not got control. They don't respect the referee. I mean, he's basically booted Saka there. How many people have got yellow cards? Watch the stats carousel as it goes round. You can download it for free. It's OneFootball who sponsor us with the stats carousel. Get all your latest breaking football news for free on the OneFootball app. Links in the description. They also individualise the stats as well. But as it goes round in a minute, you'll be able to see what the... well, there you go. That's all your yellow cards. 3 of the back 4 and add Fabinho in there as well. So 4 Liverpool players on yellow cards at the moment. And I think there's a few for Arsenal, which we'll check in a minute. I think they've got 2 or 3. But at the moment, Arsenal got 2, Xhaka and White. At the moment, it's Liverpool with all the momentum. And Man City fans can be positive. Back post, Salah. He's going to go far. Ramsdale, what a save. Oh, it's Liverpool at the moment. It's one-way traffic. Liverpool have found their breath. Lovely ball by Trent. No, it's not. Ramsdale got booked as well, says Charlie. Fabinho, he's going to shoot, you know. Blocked. And he's gone down. Gabriel goes down. Liverpool fans aren't happy about it. It's a head injury. Get Trossard on, says Daniel. Yeah, they're struggling a little bit here, Liverpool. Sorry, not Liverpool, Arsenal. Head injury to Gabriel. This was a good save by Ramsdale. I still think prime Salah gets that into the top corner for our side. But Arsenal have got a very interesting 35 minutes or so here. They're defending a lot. Which way do you think this is going, everybody? You shouldn't laugh. Well, you should laugh. It's rivalry. Jurgen Klopp turned his back for the penalty, was looking at the crowd, thought it had gone in, goes like that, turns round and realises it hasn't. Someone in the crowd has absolutely mugged him off. Is Twitch back tomorrow or Tuesday, says Christian? It looks a right tit there. Is Twitch back tomorrow? I don't know, because it's bank holiday tomorrow, isn't it? I'll see. Definitely back Tuesday. Thiago's going to come on. Half an hour to go. Still a long time to go. Long time to go here. Well, I'll tell you what. Gabriel stayed down a very long time to say he's been hit in the face with a ball. I mean, I just thought it was about getting a little bit of a breather for the team, but Nunez is coming on as well. If there's any hint of concussion, he's got to come off. Looks all right. They can't be losing him when they've not got Saliba. I take it Saliba's out for the season. I tell you what, I keep saying I tell you what, but this is massive for the Premier League now. If you've enjoyed the Premier League this season, this next 35 minutes is going to go a long way to who's going to be the title holders. Looks like Jones is going to come off for Thiago. And Nunez is going to come on for... Is it Jota coming off? Could be Gakpo. I don't really know the numbers. Jones is off for Thiago, which strengthens their midfield on paper. It looks like it's Jota. Yeah, Jota's coming off for Nunez. Ref says, what do you think about the ref? He's got no consistency, says Micro. Yeah, I completely agree. I think he's all over the place. I think he's lost control here. This break might actually do the game some good because it's been very, very intense. But having said that, Liverpool aren't going to stop being intense, are they? Would a draw be good for Arsenal? No, they need to win. They need to win. When you're up against Man City in a title race, a draw is like a loss. You've got to keep winning. It's hard, and Liverpool know this. It's hard to beat Man City in a title race because they're just capable of winning every single game. But to be fair, Arsenal from 2-0 haven't really done a lot. I think they've got to get higher up the pitch and create more. Canate's had a very good game. He's just tackled Martinelli there. But they need to create some chances here, Arsenal. Thiago is massively overrated in my opinion, says Cormac. It's a bit like a one-trick pony, isn't he? He's no-look pass, but I still think he's a good player. Thiago and Martial are made in the same glass factory, says Benjamin. Thanks for the super chat there. IT says, do you think Villa are going to get Europe? Well, if they keep the form going. I think the interesting thing for Villa is what's going to make or break their European hopes is that they've still got to play Man United, Tottenham, Newcastle and Brighton. So, win all those games, you probably will. Tierney's the ref. Burnt. Liverpool are definitely the better team at the moment. Momentum is with Liverpool. And it's going to be 2-1. You know, you're only one goal and you're back in it. And that must be the frustrating thing for Liverpool fans, is that both those goals, again, are on the same players defensively. Yeah, it's very difficult. Lovely ball by Thiago there into Gakpo. And he gives the foul. Soft again. Are you worried about a possible Man City treble, says Kendrew? No, not really. Not at this point. United are still in the FA Cup and so are Brighton, so that would be a difficult final for Man City. Arsenal are going to push them all the way in the Premier League. And the Champions League, if they beat Bayern, they're going to have to beat Real Madrid, and then they're probably going to have to beat Napoli. So if Man City win the treble from this point, I'd have to say it'd be a bloody impressive one. They're not going to do it by playing Wigan every week like they normally do. Mark, can you name the top 3 worst refs in the Prem? This is Mojo. It's impossible because so many of them are so bad. I can't do a top 3. Who do you think is the best referee in the Premier League? That's a tough question. I mean, Anthony Taylor's considered the best referee in the league. That says it all for me. Michael Oliver probably is one of the best now, and I always thought he was shit, which shows you how the standards fell off, that Michael Oliver might be considered one of the best now, because I used to think he was terrible. Corner for Liverpool, Salah, still up in the air. Arsenal just need to be careful because there's no out ball at the moment, it's just all Liverpool, and you might be winning 2-1. But you can't just sit back and defend against Liverpool. No matter how bad their season is, there's got, sometimes the best form of attack is defence. Here's Gakpo. Cross is good. Lovely play by Jesus. If he can get the out ball, he can. Martinelli on his own. It's got to be worth having a look for a pass here. He's all on his own, up against Robertson. Good play. Jesus, lovely ball into Xhaka. He's got nothing going on. Gets it to Martinelli. Bit of possession for Arsenal. Liverpool working hard though. Zinchenko goes back wide to Martinelli. Arsenal will take this opportunity to breathe a little bit here and just keep the ball, but they're all the way back to their own half, and Liverpool engaging the press, but Arsenal keeping the ball. Now it's wide with Saka. He's going to move. He's going to use Ben White. The pass was Odegaard. It comes back to Odegaard. And it's a throw into Liverpool, who are very much up for this. They're getting the crowd going. Mark, watched Spurs versus Brighton yesterday. Worst referee and VAR performance I've ever seen. It would make you suspect corruption. If you haven't seen what we were talking about at the start of the show, before the game kicked off, Jesus has just mocked Thiago with a no-look pass. Yeah, I said this earlier in relation to the VAR now and the referees. What's wrong with saying it's corrupt? What are they going to do? Sue you? I think it's corrupt. I think the refereeing is corrupt. I think there's dodgy things going on too regularly now. Apparently Bournemouth haven't had a penalty all season. Brighton have had this happen to them loads of times. Is it football snobbery? Do the big clubs get the better breaks? I don't know, but something's going on big time. Big time. The referee who had us against Everton on Saturday was excellent. Did almost not see him, says Ronnie. Do you think Jude Bellingham will go to Liverpool if Klopp leaves and they don't get Europe, says Sackett? I don't think... the Bellingham thing, Liverpool have always been confident of getting Bellingham, but then you're starting to hear that Man City are going to get him. I don't know what Bellingham's stance is. There seems to be something about Liverpool, but if they're not in the Champions League, does he go there? I think a lot of clubs have had decisions against them, and I think it's sad when you get people say, "Oh, man, stop moaning. United have had this decision." But this is not the United stand. That's football, and I've always been very consistent. When I've seen it happen to United, I always say, this is going to happen to your club as well. Everybody's been a victim of it this season. I don't think there's a club in the Premier League that hasn't been a victim of crap officiating. So everybody's in this position, and that's why everybody needs to be vocal about it. We should all be behind Brighton from yesterday, because it could be coming to a club near you soon. What does it mean when they apologise for messing up? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter now. It's over. An apology means nothing. You've just given 3 points to Spurs, our big rival in the race for top 4. An apology for Liverpool against Brentford doesn't mean anything. You've lost us 2 points. We can't get those 2 points back now. Cross comes in from Thiago. Van Dijk cleared. I just think Arsenal need to... Well, they need a goal, but at the moment it's looking like they're countering. They're looking on the counter-attack, and it's Liverpool who are just going to be relentless here. Brighton have had 6 ref apologies in 2023 alone, says Luke. Well, the bad thing is that Brighton actually dominated Spurs yesterday as well. But, you know, disgusting, really. "20 minutes. There will be a bit of added time." Get Trossard on, says Ariana. Fun fact, João Felix has more yellow cards than assists in his career, says Common. Well, no, that must be this season. That can't be in his career. Surely that can't be true. João Felix had shitloads of assists at Benfica, so that can't be true. And he doesn't strike me as a particularly dirty player. Where do we see this going, everybody? I think the way the game's going at the moment, I'd be very worried as an Arsenal fan. I mean, Arteta doesn't look too concerned, but they're sort of inviting pressure without doing anything themselves on the break. You know, you can absorb pressure if you're having opportunities on the break, but at the moment, Arsenal aren't really giving anything on the break, so it just feels like the momentum and the likelihood is that Liverpool are going to score. And then a point for Arsenal, I don't think it's a good point, really. Not when you're 2-0 up, or you've been 2-0 up, but here's Odegaard. Got to move it wide better. Liverpool just feel like they've got more players at the moment. Martinelli, good play. Van Dijk recovers well. Alexander-Arnold is absolutely class going forward, says Cosmic. Well across by Partey there. I think he's had a good game. He has had a good game. Wow, 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 wow. It's my new song. I'm working on it. Just got to put some lyrics on, lay a bass track. Liverpool on the attack again. Oh, I don't think that's a foul. Darwin's trying to get the crowd up. Trent's going to take the free kick. They're a bunch of cheerleaders. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. Trent with the cross from the free kick. He has got good delivery, and that's a good cross into the back post. But well, it wasn't a good cross. It was overhit because Fabinho couldn't head it properly. But he still got it. And it's going to go for a throw-in. Oh no, it's gone off Odegaard, so it will go to Liverpool. Do you think a draw is a fair result? No. On the poll, 54%. Oh yeah, we need to close the poll. Was it a penalty? 54% of you said no. 46% said yeah. So it was divisive. I think it was fair to say. A lovely ball into Martinelli. What is Trent Alexander-Arnold doing again here? Oh, could have been. Could have been. Ball got stuck under the feet of Alisson. I don't know what's Trent Alexander-Arnold doing there? I mean, there's no logic to it at all. Here's Zinchenko. Goes wide to Saka. He's sort of overhit it a little bit. Going to give it to Odegaard. Might be worth a shot, you know. And it was a shot, but it was an easy save for Alisson. Absolutely shocking defending. He's just so out of position. Nunez. Good play by Holding. $15 to go, but there will be some added time. You know it's coming in. Liverpool are going to keep pushing right to the end here. I can't see this finishing 2-1. I mean, Arsenal would love it. I can't see a 2-1. I can see a 2-2 or a 3-1. I think there's another goal in this game. I've played the game. I can't see this staying 2-1. As much as Arsenal would love it, I can't see it. Gonna make you dance, gonna make you sing. Those Geordie boys do anything. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. Come on! The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. Classic Gaza tune, that. Post 1990. Don't know why I'm singing it. %70 possession for Liverpool in the last 10 minutes. Not surprised. Not surprised. Of course, if Salah scores that penalty, it's 2-2. You know, we're talking like Liverpool keep coming for this equaliser, but Arsenal haven't really even been able to respond to the fact that only a missed penalty has prevented them from being drawing. Diamond Lights is a classic, Rob. You can't beat it. Hoddle and waddle. Cold electric night, cold electric blue, no diamond lights. It's probably really shit, but I liked it. Here's Jesus into Saka. Lovely touch. There's a 1-2 on if he wants to play it. Bad pass. I tell you what, Konate's played very well for Liverpool. I can't deny it. Oh, Ramsdale had to be quick off his line there, and he was. He was. Can Arsenal see this out? Tense. It's been tense this second half. We've not had any goals in the second half. All the goals coming in the first half. Here's Zinchenko. Had the pass. Got it wrong. Now Liverpool with Henderson. Game's getting a bit stretched. Henderson plays it into Salah. Xhaka's strong. Got to go to Ramsdale. He'll boot the shit out of that and he clears it. Now it's Martinelli up against Trent in the box. Konate tries the tackle. Saka. And that's going to go over the bar for a goal kick. Firmino's coming on for Liverpool. Gurr says that Nunez is absolutely useless. Well, Fabinho's coming off and Firmino's coming on. So they're going more attacking here. Liverpool are being nullified. Only takes a minute. Only takes a minute. Didn't know that. Firmino's second in Liverpool's all-time scorers against Arsenal with 10 goals. Number 1, Robbie Fowler. That's a good ball into Salah. And he wants a corner. And he's not going to get a corner. Have Arsenal made any subs, says Megan? No, you can see there. There's no... They're just about to make one. Trossard. Please bottle it, Arsenal, says Louise O'Donoghue. I thought you were a United fan, Louise. Surely you don't want City to win the league. Well, Jesus is going to come off. He's not going to take Odegaard off, surely. No, surely not. He is. He's taking Odegaard off. Well, this surprises me. Really surprises me. I wouldn't be taking Jesus and Odegaard off. Henderson's getting angry. Book him, ref. Book him. He's been too aggressive to you. He should be showing you some respect, Paul. Yeah, Arsenal probably going a little bit defensive here, but it could be a clever move. Who knows? Who knows? Ten minutes to go, but there will, as I say, be about 5 or 6 minutes added on, I reckon. I don't know why I'm getting nervous. I think it's because I need a piss. Oh, here we go. This could be it. Nunez, and he's missed a one-on-one again. I think there's a player there in Nunez, but you got to start scoring these chances. And he's missed another one-on-one. He never looked like he was going to score, did he? Salah shoots wide. And I tell you what, at some point you've got to start scoring chances like this. I think there's a player in Darwin Nunez. It's a lovely ball by Salah. Of that, there is no doubt. And in a one-on-one situation like that, you're always going to give credit to the goalkeeper. I've seen De Gea do this so many times. And you've got to give credit to the goalkeeper. But he's got to score. He's got to score there. It's not a clean hit. There's no conviction. There's not a lot of power. Ramsdale's done his job. But Liverpool have had the chances to draw here. If you're a City fan or you don't want Arsenal to win the league, you're a Spurs fan maybe some United fans, I don't know. Liverpool should not be losing this game, second half. They should not be losing this game. They've had the chances second half. A lot of people in the chat are saying, who is this Kiwior? I know nothing. Who is he? Where does he play? What's he all about? Any Arsenal fans want to let us know? Don't know anything about him. He's just come on for Odegaard. Kiwior. Don't know nothing about him. I've got to say, I'm like a lot of people in the chat here. I'm sort of lost. Oh, he's the Polish centre-back they bought in January, isn't he? Yeah, now I remember. You bought 3 players in January. Jorginho, Trossard, and the centre-back from Poland. Yeah. So, going for a back 5. He's gone defensive, hasn't he? And it didn't work. You know, as soon as you go to... I mean, that could have gone really bad for Arteta. You bring a centre-back on, you've got 3 centre-backs, and you concede a one-on-one. Great play by Xhaka, but the pass wasn't great. I just sense there's going to be late drama here. Surely Carragher would lose the job if that spit incident happened in 2023 rather than when it did. Disgusting behaviour regardless, as Harry. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from, Harry, but thanks for the super chat. I think some people are uncancelable, aren't they? Corner for Arsenal here. On Darwin Núñez, I remain consistent. I think he's a really interesting player. He's probably suffered like Salah has, Firmino has, Gakpo has, in the sense that Liverpool's problem is defence and midfield. So they haven't really got the secure platform to build an attack. I think Darwin Núñez will come good. But I think Tierney's just booked someone else now for time wasting. Saka, I think. Ramsdale distribution's been abysmal today, says Alex Golding. I'm sure he won't get clipped up by his fans. Corner from Saka. Oh, big chance for Arsenal. Arguably their biggest chance of the half. Well, it is. A free header for Gabriel, and he's headed it straight at Alisson from the corner. At this stage, the next goal is going to be huge, if we get one. Salah's down the right. He's going to play it into Henderson, who's going to whip a cross in. Good defending there. Martinelli's got to be sensible here. He's silly. He's silly. He should not be dribbling out from the edge of your own box. But he's done well here. And now Saka on his own up against Robertson. Go yourself. Go yourself. Go yourself. He's done really well. He's done really well. Cross comes in. Oh, there's no one there. There's no one there. Alisson's there though. He's run out of his own box to pass it forward to Darwin Núñez. This game's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. End to end. Now here's Darwin Núñez. And Ben White's dealt with him. And then Darwin Núñez fouls him. Lovely play by Saka, that was. Well, look, the longer the game goes on, the more likely is it's going to stay 2-1. I can't believe it's going to stay 2-1. Be a massive result for Arsenal. You know, you're not necessarily going to go and win every game comfortably. There will be games like this. I've seen plenty of title races with United, and you do get games like this where it's just a nail biter. And look at Anfield, Arsenal at Anfield. You know I don't think any Arsenal fan expected it was going to be plain sailing. Don't have a great record there, do they? But it's a massive 5 minutes now. In fairness, not many teams, top teams, go to Anfield and win. And here's Henderson. 86 minutes into Trent. He's done well though, Trent. He can earn himself something. It's a goal, and it's from Trent's cross, and it's Firmino, and it's absolutely massive in the Premier League. Absolutely massive. That is the Jekyll and Hyde of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Defensively shocking. Defensively shocking. Offensively world class. That is just brilliant by Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is why Jurgen Klopp sticks with him. Because going forward, there's arguably no better attacking right back in the game. Defensively, he's been shocking all season. Offensively, he megs Zinchenko, sends him back to Man City, and then the cross is delightful, and Firmino is there, and it's 2-2. That's Trent Alexander-Arnold in a game. And Arsenal dropping points here have just opened the door to Man City, because I tell you what, if Man City beat Arsenal and win their game in hand, they're top. Well, they're joint top, but they're top because their goal difference is better. That's how big that goal is in the Premier League. And there is no doubt that Liverpool in the second half have deserved a point. There's no doubt at all. They've missed the penalty. They've missed the one-on-one. They've scored a legitimate equaliser. But I think Arsenal will look at this from 2-0 and go, where did it go wrong? Where have Arsenal got this wrong? It's a deserved... It's hard to see how Arsenal have let this slip from 2-0 up and dominant. And they've got to be very careful now, because if you're Arteta, you're probably just holding out for a point. Tierney's on for Zinchenko. Massive. I mean, look, in normal seasons, a draw at Anfield's a really good result in a title race. But Man City set the bar so high, this will feel like a loss. Oh, Tierney should have gone a bit closer there. Look, the big thing for me is, and I don't watch Arsenal every week, is that you replace Holding with Saliba with Holding. It's a problem, isn't it? But you're going to get that in a long season. I really want to see Jonathan Morley sleep tight, says. Dougie says they went too defensive. I completely agree. I don't agree with the Odegaard and Jesus substitutions. As soon as he went to 3 centre-backs, they conceded a one-on-one with Darwin Núñez. I think it's complicated the issue. I don't think they've responded to going too defensive very well at all. Here's Martinelli. He's got to find a pass. He's held onto the ball for too long there. What is he doing? He's done well, though, to win it back. 6 minutes added on. Are we going to get anything late here? I wouldn't write Arsenal off. I wouldn't write Liverpool off. Don't switch it off. It could go either way. Here's Tierney. Skips past Trent defensively like he's not there. And it's a throw-in. Have a stretch, says Brian. I'm on the United stand live after this at 7 o'clock, by the way. I'll drop a link in the chat for when we're done. But I think he's given a corner here. This looked like it was a throw-in. I'm sure it hit the flag. I thought it hit the flag and went for a throw-in. I'm Ronnie Pickering. Cross comes in from Trossard. And Alisson collects it. Good goalkeeping there. Takes the pressure off his team. He's looking for a throw here as well. And he's found it. Where's the Arsenal defence here? Trent's on the ball. Salah's on the ball. Goes wide to Henderson. Back into Salah. It's got the feel, hasn't it? This game's got the feel now. Oh, just over the bar. Shot by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Who's everyone supporting, says Randomer. It's gone for a goal kick. 4 minutes to go. Maybe it's going to end in a draw now, but well, it's been a good game. I can't deny that. It's been a good game. I just think, well, I'm going to do a match reaction anyway, so I'm not going to delve into it too deep, but I think that Arsenal have got to look at it and go, you're 2-0 up after half an hour. You're the better side. What went wrong? Was there anything that they could have done differently? Because you are at Anfield, Liverpool are going to respond, and there has to be a huge amount of credit given to Liverpool. And 2-0 is a dangerous score. Is there anything Liverpool could have done better. Yeah, defensively they could have done. But they'll be happy coming from 2-0 down and getting a draw. Is there anything Arsenal could have done better? Well, you're 2-0 up. I don't think either of the goals are preventable. I think both goals are well worked. Oh, Salah on the back post. Volleys it over the bar. That's a big chance there. They've had the big chances in the second half. Where's Zane's tumbleweed? Well, again, it's chance after chance after chance. Salah might have ended up being offside, but he shinned it over the bar. Cracking cross. I think it was Robertson. Over the bar it goes. Yeah, he just didn't connect. Did not connect. But I do think that the scene was set in the second half that Arsenal just weren't doing anything as an attacking team. Liverpool had missed a penalty, remember, as well. So, you know, the writing was on the wall that you can't just defend. You've got to attack. As Liverpool are now, I think the Jesus, considering Liverpool have had a whole week off, I think the Jesus, what a save by Ramsdale. That's going in the bottom corner. From Salah again. They've just not dealt with this, have they? Liverpool, Arsenal very well. That's a great save by Ramsdale. It's going in the top corner, sorry. Flicks off Gabriel's bottom. It's going in the top corner. Fingertip save by Ramsdale. Fantastic. Yeah, but they've just not reacted to it. They've not reacted to this second half very well. It's been wave after wave after wave from Liverpool. And I think the best Arsenal could have hoped from this game was a draw based on the way they've played second half. There's not really been any control of the ball. They've been sort of submerged, and it doesn't bode well for the Etihad. And again, Liverpool, they might win this. Here's Salah. He wants a penalty. I don't think he's going to get it. Trossard. There's a pass to Saka. There's a pass to Saka. It's a pass. It's a terrible pass by Martinelli. You absolute prat. What an opportunity. Not that they deserve it because Liverpool have been the better team. But he's just got to wait his pass. If he waits his pass, he's played Saka through one-on-one. What a prat. That pass was so simple for a professional footballer. He's put too much on it and Saka would have been one-on-one. Well, it would have been harsh on Liverpool, who've been the better team in the second half and nearly scored again with Konate. On the second half, that Arsenal don't deserve the win and it's finished 2-2. Wow, what a game. What does that mean for the Premier League? Well, it's advantage Manchester City. If Man City win their game in hand, they will be 3 points behind Manchester City and they've got to play Manchester City, have got to play Arsenal at the Etihad. So Man City, if you're being honest, are probably favourites for the title now because all they've got to do is win all their games and they'll win the Premier League. Nothing can stop that now. Arsenal, it's not easy. It's not easy going to the Anfield and getting a result, but that's how it's ended. Right, I'm going to go and do a a match reaction. I'll get it uploaded. I'm live on the United Stand at 7. I'll push you over there if you want to be on there at 7. Thanks everyone for watching. What a game. And don't forget, we've got Man City, Bayern and Chelsea, Real Madrid Watchalongs coming up Tuesday, Wednesday as well. Make sure you subscribe, smash a like on the video. Don't forget Surfshark. Check it out. You can get 3 months free with Surfshark, virtual private network. Give it a go. I'll speak to you all in a bit. 7 o'clock on United Stand. I'll get a match reaction up. What a game. What a league. Fantastic.